Hi guys, Rachel Save here. I'm one of the speech language pathologists that works at FACE. And today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the two stories that we read this week and last week. Last week we read the traditional story, The Three Little Pigs, which I'm sure everyone was familiar with. This week we read the true story of The Three Little Pigs, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with because it's pretty popular. And what we're going to do is we're going to compare and contrast the two stories. So this worksheet that I have next to me that you should be able to see is available for you. I did post it on Class Dojo, and it is talking about the two stories and telling the similarities and the differences. So similarities are when we are comparing them, and I wrote it here in green. We're comparing them and we're saying how they're the same. That's what that means. When we contrast something, we are telling how something is different. So that's why I wrote that in red. These circles that are here on the worksheet, you may or may not be familiar with these. It's called a Venn diagram. So in the red part, this is where you're saying what just one of the stories has. So in this red area, we would put things that are only in The Three Little Pigs. In this red area, we would put things that are only in the true story of The Three Little Pigs. And then this green area that overlaps is where we put ways that they're the same. They're in both stories. So on the worksheet that I posted, there are a lot of options, and we'll go through those options, but I'm sure you can also think of your own similarities and differences that aren't even on that worksheet. So let's get started. The first thing we want to talk about is the characters. Let's think about the characters. So who are the characters in the story? Three pigs, one wolf. So let's think about where that goes. That's one that I wrote, so you won't have that one on your worksheet. Three pigs, one wolf. Is that something that is only in The Three Little Pigs? Is that something that is only in the true story of The Three Little Pigs? Or is that something that's in both? It is in both. So that's why I wanted to talk about that one first. The characters are the same in both stories. So if we were going to say, how are these stories the same? We could say they have the same characters, three pigs and one wolf. Now let's think about how those characters were portrayed. So how is the wolf portrayed in the stories? We've got the big bad wolf, and these are options you have now. And we've got the nice, kind wolf. So this is going to be a way they're different. We're going to contrast the stories. So which story has the big bad wolf in it? We're going to put that one there. That one goes in The Three Little Pigs, the traditional story. They have a big bad wolf. And the nice kind wolf was in the true story of The Three Little Pigs. So that's a way that they're different. So if I was going to ask you, what's a way that they're different? You could say one has a big bad wolf and one has a nice kind wolf. That's a way they're different. Okay, let's think of another way that they're the same. Let's think of another way they're the same. So think about the houses. Were the houses made of the same things in the stories? Yes, they were. The houses were made of straw, sticks, and bricks in both stories. So where does that go if it's in both stories? Put your finger on your page where it goes. Yep, if it's in both stories, that's how it's the same. So that is going to go in this green area. So how are they the same? We could say they both have houses made of sticks, stone, or sticks, straw, and bricks. So that's the way they're the same. Let's think about the wolf's motivation in both stories. Did he have the same motivation in both stories? Or were his motivations different? In one story, he just wanted some sugar. In another story, the wolf wanted to eat pigs. He wanted to go eat some pigs. So this is a way it's different. Where would the wolf needed sugar go? Yep, the true story of the three little pigs. He needed some sugar, or that's what he says. And the wolf wanted to eat pigs, goes in the three little pigs, because he was a big bad wolf. He just wanted to go out into the world and eat some pigs. That's what wolves do. Okay, so if I asked you, what's a way that the stories are different? You could say, well, in one story, the wolf just wanted to eat pigs. And in the other story, the wolf just needed some sugar. Okay. Now let's think of this one. This is one that I wrote. And I'm going to see if you can figure out where it goes. The wolf ate the first and second pigs. That's what it says. Sorry if you can't see it. But that's what I wrote. The wolf ate the first and the second pigs. So put your finger on your page where that's going to go. Is it only in the three little pigs? Is it only in the true story of the three little pigs? Or is it in both? It's in both stories. So that's a way that they're the same. So that means we're going to put it in this green area. The wolf ate the first and the second pigs. That's what happened. Doesn't matter his motivation for doing it, but that's what happened. Okay, what about, let's think about the endings of the books. The endings. The wolf fell into hot water. Where does that one go? Is that a way they're the same? Or is that a way they're different? That's a way they're different. The wolf fell in the hot water only in the three little pigs. Let's think about what was the ending to the true story of the three little pigs. It was different. The wolf went to jail. So that is going to go over here. The true story of the three little pigs. So if I were to ask you, what is a way they're the different? You could say, well, the endings are different. In one story, the wolf falls into hot water. And in the other story, the wolf goes to jail. Okay. Now what about this? Houses fell down. Is that a way that they're different or a way they're the same? That happened in both stories. So first and second house fell down in both stories. So that is going to go in the area that's comparing them. It's telling how they're the same. That's the green area. So if I were to ask you, what's a way that the stories are the same? You could say, oh, in both stories, houses fell down. And then the last one that I have written is actually something that I wrote. And so you don't have access to this one, but you can write it on your paper. So what I was thinking about is, I think the main difference between the two stories, and it is who is telling the story, whose point of view the story is coming from. So in one of the books, it's told from the point of view of the wolf. And in the other book, it's told from the point of view of the pigs. So think about that. Where does which one go? It's kind of an easy one, but it's an important difference. So the true story of the three little pigs is told from the point of view of the wolf, and the regular three little pigs is told from the point of view of the pigs. Hey, so we have 4 similarities and 4 contrasting ways that they're different. So look at your page and we're going to review it. So if you're by yourself, you can just say it out loud to yourself just to practice reviewing it. If your mom or dad are in the room with you, grab them and have them listen to you telling how they're the same and different. So let's see. What ways are the stories the same? Go ahead. Either say it out loud yourself or tell it to somebody that you got in the room with you. 4 ways. So you could say, well, these stories are the same because they have the same characters, 3 pigs and 1 wolf. That's one way they're the same. They're also the same because the setting is the same. There's houses that are made of bricks, straw, and sticks. That's the second way they're the same. They're also the same because what the wolf did was the same. He ate the first and second pigs. And they're also the same, the fourth way, because the first and second houses fell down in both stories. Now, what about ways they are different? Say it out loud to yourself or say it to whoever's in the room with you. 4 contrasting ways they're different. Okay, so one way they're different is how it portrays the main character. In one story, he's big and bad. In the other story, he's nice and kind. Another way they're different is the wolf's motivation. So in one story, he just wanted to eat some pigs. And in the other story, he just wanted some sugar. That's right. So the third difference is what happens in the end. In one story, he just fell into some hot water. But in the other story, where did he go? He went to jail. And the last way they're different is the point of view that they're told from. In the regular Three Little Pigs story, you're hearing the story from the point of view of the pigs. And in the true story of the Three Little Pigs, you're hearing it from the point of view of the wolf. All right. So that was really fun. I hope you guys are having fun with this story this week. I think it's a fun story. And I would challenge you, think of one more way that they're the same on your own at home, and you can write it down in your paper. And think of another way that they're different. So there's a bunch of ways they're the same and different. So go back and look at the YouTube video of the true little story of the Three Little Pigs, or the YouTube video of the regular Three Little Pigs that I sent last week. And think of one way they're the same, one more way, and one more way that they are different. Yeah, I hope you guys had fun with that today. And keep your eyes peeled for more posts from me. All right, hope you're having a good week.